Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks and welcome to your show. And today we welcome for you a special guest. She's an artist, a Christian, from Kinshasa to London. She connecting people, a great atmosphere. And today I don't have a word to explain more about her. Yourself, you're gonna find out more about her. She is Ramelle Kabasele. Hi, Ramelle.
Hi, Bill.
Welcome to our special show,
Thank
and you are our special guest, and we are going to talk. And to talk, you have to tell us more from your heart, from your career, and from everything. Can you tell us how do you feel yourself between Kinshasa and London?
Well, both places are home for me, but only that one place is cold and the other one is hot. So it's always a pleasure and for me to be in Kinshasa, where I have all my family, my friends, have good food, yeah. So it's always good to be home.
That's good food like poulet mayo too.
Yes, exactly.
You can find it exactly in Kinshasa.
Yes.
Let's go straight and the question, can you introduce yourself for those people who just know Ramelle as a singer and they don't know more about her?
Of course. So my name is Ramelle Kabasele. I am a gospel artist. I'm a singer-songwriter. I was born here in Kinshasa in 1981 in Kliningalema, and I was born from Ramelle Kabasele Mwamba and Rose Bajana Kalala.
Oh, your dad, you have a blood of an artist, from your daddy.
Oh, not at all, not at all. My dad was actually an entrepreneur. He had a factory. He made spirits. He's quite well known in the country. His name is Ramelle Kabasele Mwamba, and he's the one who was making Pousse Cafe. He made perfume, and he was into fruit therapy. So he was more of a scientist.
What kind of inspiration you get from your parents?
Well, music inspiration came from my dad. My dad wasn't a singer, but he loved music, so he used to listen to everything. From Dolly Parton, country music, to Elvis Presley, which was more like a rock music, to Chalamwana, to Ladysmith Black Mambazo in South Africa. So he just listened to everything, or to Gilbert Bécaud, Johnny Hallyday. He just had a wide range of music, and I loved my dad so much that I came to love his music, and by doing that, I just get dragged into it.
Okay, as you're
Yes.
dragging, tell us, when did you start the music career, your first step in the music? Is it when you were still so young, or when you got just in London?
I started music when I was about 14. It's just after I lost my mother, because I started struggling accepting that reality.
Of course,
So
of course.
I became a bit rebellious at home. But I had one of my best friends, her parents were, Bakambi.
Yes.
Sebe Bakambi in the church.
Bakambi,
Yes.
leaders.
Yes,
church
in the
leaders.
church,
Yeah.
yes. So she was a church-going girl.
Yeah.
So she suggested that we should go and join the choir. And this is how I went and joined a choir in Beaumarchais, Barumbu. It's called Saint-Éloi in church. And we joined a choir called Notre-Dame d'Espérance. I think they have changed their names now, but the choir is still
Which
there.
year exactly?
Oh, I was about 14 years old still.
About
So-
the years, 1990. Oh.
Oh, I'm not sure. You can do the math.
Okay, exactly.
I'm not that good with you, math.
Okay, let go, man.
Yeah, you can do the math. And so basically, yeah, this is where I started. I joined the choir. She took me to the choir, but she only stayed about 3 months. She didn't like it.
Is it, by the way, it was in the Catholic Church? Or
Yeah,
no?
yeah, it was a Catholic church. So she only stayed about 3 months because it was classical music. And when I started, classical wasn't really popular in Kinshasa. So my choir and I think another choir were like the pioneer. So when we start, I loved classical music. So yeah.
Just let me imagine a young, quiet girl in classical music.
Yes.
That sounds interesting and
It was.
grateful, yeah.
It was very interesting. I remember when we started combining all the classical choirs in Kinshasa, and we used to give big concert for all the embassy, and it was always full. So it was very good. It was really, really good, and I carried that love to school because I studied in Lycée Motema Pico, and I was so good with what I was doing that when I reached my sixth form, the school asked me to take on board the school choir.
My
and
God.
I transformed the school choir
Wow.
into a classical choir. And we were so good at it that even when I finished, the school still called me back
Wow.
to train the next generation. So it was really good moment.
I mean, your name is written in that school, and is written in the church where you start to
Yes.
sing, and from the classical music, from
Yes.
Kinshasa to the classical music,
Yes.
then to join another kinds of music. Can you
Yes.
explain us why that transition? Why?
Right, that's quite easy. When I moved from Congo and I went to the UK, it's very difficult to join a classical choir because it's still very close kind of organization. So I moved here straight to Liverpool, and I went to a Catholic church, but they don't have the same groove in their Catholic church. It was more elderly people, and the choir was mainly male. So you couldn't be a female singer in the choir. So I still wanted to carry on with music. So I had to take some music classes. And once I took music classes, I learned how to style. And this is where I started really.
What is your favorite style, apart from classical?
Oh, classic is my favorite style, but apart from classic, I like everything else. And that's why my album, when you listen to it, there's a bit
You're
of
combining
everything.
different
yeah,
styles,
Yeah,
huh?
because it becomes more like a world music, because I listen to everything and mix everything.
I want to know something exactly.
Yes.
Tell me, when you were about living Kinshasa
Yes.
to go in UK,
Yeah.
did you dream, or have you start dreaming, you're going to start going with the classical music, or you say that, okay, I'm just trying, like, I was joking here and there, I'm going to do another way out of the music?
Not at all. To be fair, I think if I was still in Kinshasa, I would still be doing classical music. That was my passion, you know. But I'm glad I left Kinshasa and then learn all this style, because without that, I don't think I will have an album out.
Okay, from London, and what is your motivation for doing an album or composing songs?
Yes.
Can you tell us more about?
My main motivation is God Himself. You know, I think once you come so close to God and understand the love He has for you, you can only speak about it. I couldn't be selfish and not talk about how much love God has for me. And I know if God loves me, it means He loves all the other ones who are like me. So my main motivation was, like, after going through everything I went through, and I saw the hands of God and I saw the love of God, I wanted someone to know that whatever you're going through, God is real, you know. And if you accept that and you give Him a space in your life, He will surely take you through it.
You cannot tell people about what God can do, what God is great, without experiencing yourself,
Yes.
this God, and before singing.
Yeah.
And what did you experience about that God, the greatness of that God, which brings you to go singing, to get inspired singing, and telling people what this God is so great?
Well, I went through quite a lot, and I think if I have to speak about it, we might need a 2 hours interview, which we don't really have. But what I can say is, moving from Congo to the UK, I was destabilized from my own environment. You know, I was born quite privileged, but being in the UK, I lost all my privilege. So it was life, but at a rough path. You know, I had to learn it on my own. No family, sometimes no money, nothing to eat, you know. But then I didn't die, did I? I didn't die, I'm still here, you know. And what touched me the most is the inner peace, you know. I always have that inner peace, a voice telling me it's gonna be all right. And I remember one day, it was really tough. I was going through, you know, immigration issues, I think. And I was really tired about everything. And I was just crying and crying. And I felt a hand on my face, wiping the tears, and I heard a voice telling me, it's going to be all right. You know, it doesn't mean that everything went on fine after that, but it's just to know that someone sees me when I cry, someone hears me and cares enough to wipe my tears and say, it's going to be all right. I had to tell someone else. I had to tell someone else who is in a room crying on their own that it's going to be all right.
Oh,
Yes.
that's very great. Well, it's incredible. It's a very nice story. And you start the music, you start composing the album.
Yes.
When and how did you start composing it from this experience? You start directly 1990, 2020?
I'm not good with math.
Okay.
Not those kind of
Oh,
math.
yes, of course.
Not good with
Okay,
figures.
let go. You start.
Yes.
Why poem?
Why poem? Why? Basically, why poem? What happened is, after I've always been writing poems in general. But then when I've done my music classes, I started having melodies coming. So I wanted to combine the melodies to my poems that I was writing. And I did that for 1 or 2 songs and I liked it. And then melodies started coming with words, but they were all poems, you know. So I decided to keep writing. That's what I did. But then when I start showing people, oh, I wrote a song, listen to it, let me sing it for you, what you sing. And then they tell me, but these are not songs, they are poems. And that's the criticism I keep having. So to stop that, so that when you listen to my album, you know in advance, I just call it poem. So you know that you're going to have poems in melodies. So it's as simple as that. That's why poems.
100% God,
Yes.
gospel,
Yes.
and 12 songs.
12 songs.
12 songs. We have Sans Toi
Sans toi, yes.
and
Poem,
poem,
Yeah.
like a marriage song, and
yes. We got
give
Dieu
a-
dans nos vies,
yes,
Nul n'est égal, and the one that was very popular with everybody was, Dieu dans nos vies. Dieu dans nos vies went quite popular, people like that.
yes. So the name of songs also got inspired.
Also got inspired, yes, and also text inspired. So I have to look at what I'm saying, and I wanted people, when they read the title, they know what I'm talking about in the song. So every title in the album resume what I'm talking about.
Sans Toi. Tell
Yes.
us more what that song means, what that song preach can tell us when someone is, like you say, in a very tough situation, a very hard, I don't know what kinds of darkness, that song can help someone to...
Exactly. I'm going to tell you, Sans Toi was actually my daddy's favorite song. And sometimes I'm sad because he listened to the rough copies, but he never listened to the full album. But he likes Sans Toi, and when he listened to the album, he was listening to all the songs, it's good. But when he got to Sans Toi, he went quiet, and he didn't want nobody to talk. Nobody. He was just a shh, you know. And the song went and went on. When the song finished, my dad cried. And I'm like, why are you crying? He looked at me and said, ma fille, you really, really have suffered. This is what Sans Toi is about. But again, Sans Toi for me is a song that I wrote with a lot of pain in my heart. But when you listen to the song, despite how painful things were, and despite how sad I was, I still had that song of praise coming through me, you know. And I really, really wanted to acknowledge God that it's not these circumstances that will stop me from loving you. It's not because I cry that I cannot sing for you. You know, I will acknowledge you whatever I'm going through. Even if it's tears, even if it's joy, I will still acknowledge.
that way,
I'm still there. I still have a song for you.
Yes,
So that's what
amen,
Sans
and
Toi
still,
is.
that you have your position. I mean, you got inspired. You want to inspire generations as you start, and all the generations that are coming next says your song. The second song, apart from Sans Toi, your second song, what is it?
You mean my second favorite song, or
Yes, I mean your second favorite song because it's your
or the
album.
second song that people like?
Yes, the second song that people like.
I think it's Dieu dans nos vies.
Dieu dans nos vies.
Yes. Dieu dans nos vies. I think people like what the beat, first of all, and there's a little twist in there where they can just sing la la la, and I think they like it. But Dieu dans nos vies again is hitting back at life.
Because in that song, I feel like you share the joys.
Yes.
You share. I don't know what I can explain it. That really people have to enjoy. To
Yes.
really to forget all the
Yes.
pains, something like that.
Yes. Dieu dans nos vies, if I can resume it with the Bible, Dieu dans nos vies is where Christ tells you, I will give you peace. A peace that the world cannot give you, a peace that surpasses every understanding. That's what Dieu dans nos vies is. People tend to think it's a joyful song, but again, I wrote that song crying, you know, but it's a way for me to hit back at pain. Okay, pain, you come through me. Hello, pain, you know what?
Yeah.
Nice to meet you. But I'm still going to sing.
Of course.
So that's what Dieu dans nos vies is all about. You know, you go to the doctor tell you, yeah, it's cancer, you've got 6 months to live. Okay, fine, but you know what? I'm going still to rejoice and sing la la la, you know. Okay, my father, my mother died, I'm an orphan now. Okay, that's fine. Do you know what? I'm still going to rejoice because that's what the Bible says, you know, rejoice all the time.
Yes, that's why you yourself like an orphan, and
Yes.
in your song also you bring joys and you bring joys to orphans.
Yes.
And are you working apart from music, that song, or working in humanitarian causes?
Yes, I do. I'm actually a voice ambassador for the British Red Cross in the UK for the refugee and asylum seekers project. But I've also joined lately an organization called Renew. In the USA, it's called Park Ranger organization. So it's something that is called PRWAP. So what we do is that, I don't know, many Congolese, it's quite funny because many Congolese don't know who the Park Rangers are, you know, but Park Virunga and Park Awuzibiega are world national treasures, so they are protected by MONUSCO. So all these animals and all this flora and everything we have in there, in our rainforest, people, human like you and I, protect those animals. Sometimes with just a gun, a simple gun, or with nothing.
We need to have to be a green defender.
Exactly, and everybody knows the situation in the east. You've got war, so these people with the animal, they're being catch in the crossfire, and then also you've got the mercenaries who kill the animal for the fur. So in this organization, what we do, because there's a growing community of orphans and widows. Okay. So what we do is we collect money, you know, we raise funds for them to learn skills, new skills, so they can carry on sustaining themselves, because the main breadwinner is gone.
That is even what God wants from
Yes.
people, and what yourself you're saying as a Christian, being in a gospel, like
Yes.
being a gospel singer and being a Christian is really a true Christian. Which comes before in your life, being a Christian or being a gospel singer?
I don't think there's a difference. You cannot be Christian and you cannot be a Christian and not carry the gospel. The gospel is a mission of a Christian. You have to carry it. The Bible says, carry the gospel to Jerusalem and to the uttermost. So we are gospel carriers.
From that, what did you learn, or what did you watch? I mean, you can say something about the music, or the way some artists, that you feel that you have things to say to correct something, some bad way out there, misconducting in the name of God. I'm telling about most of artists, the new generation, because we can say today, some people, they don't really trust on this new generation of singer.
Yes.
Because sometimes we found people in this way another leg here, another here. We don't feel. Are you hot? Are you cold? You warm or cold?
Yes, yes.
Even God says God doesn't want people be warm or cold.
Yes.
Can you say yourself?
What I would say is not my place to judge. I'm not the judge. God is. And what I also say that these things should not astonish some. So it's not like it's a surprise. It's been said things will be like this. So it's been said in the Bible. So I think these things has to happen to educate Christians on what they need to do.
Yes, ma'am, tell me from which Congolese artist you get inspired?
Ooh, Dena Mwana. I quite like a lot what she does, and Sandra Mbouyi, and I mean there are plenty, there are really plenty that I listen to. Lombongo, they're quite plenty.
Congo is a music land, as you
Yes,
said. You start
yes.
from Congo, you bring it in UK, and you come back. You are in front, so across UK and Congo.
Yes.
And if today an artist like Fali or Innocent or Ferre called you for a featuring, will you be able to play?
Why not? It depends. Why not? I mean, the Bible tells me that God created it all, and everything that God created is good. So I'm a firm believer, as the Bible says, it's not the things that we do which are wrong, it's the hearts that we do those things with. If Ali today calls me to do a featuring on a song that's going to raise money for the orphan and the widows, why shall I say no? So what interests me is, what am I going to sing, Fali? If you're telling me to sing that we are naked and doing this, no, thank you. Even if you're a gospel artist, I'm not coming. Or even if you call me to sing something else which will not promote the gospel or which will not show the greatness of God, even if you give me millions, I don't need it. I don't want it.
Okay, now we are going to, we are going at the end of our show, and how tough is it, how challenging is it to live in UK, one of the democratic countries, I can say, and to still Christian?
I like you say two things there. UK is very open-minded. I love that country for their equal opportunity. That's like in the law. They enforce it in the law. So basically in the UK, you can be anything you like, So it's very easy to be Christian and in the UK, and then it's a Christian country as well anyway.
Okay, thank you very much, Ramelle Kabasele.
Thank you.
Do you have something, the last one, to tell in perspective?
Yeah, of course. I would love people to just go on my pages, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Go and check out what I'm doing. It's great work. And also, I'm here in Congo to introduce my work to my Congolese people. So we have an interesting project where we actually pick some songs from the album and sang it in our own language, because after all, I'm Congolese.
That will be very fun. My God.
So yes.
That will be very, very fun.
Yes.
Are you open to other artists?
Oh yes, I'm very open to anyone.
Thank you. That'll be all. See you next.